Okay, welcome. Drink with James, episode 7. I realized that I've been sitting here now for 6 weeks giving y'all advice on social and your businesses and Instagram and all this stuff, but I really should be giving you advice on everything in your life. And so I'm just gonna start with a couple things I've been enjoying recently, one thing I haven't been enjoying. One, favorite Twitter account right now, Darwin Awards. It's a bug. So it's amazing. It's all little like GIFs of people almost dying. Nobody actually dies. It's amazing. If you're ever feeling bad about yourself, check it out. Second, recently read an article about The Rock potentially running for president. He has said that one day he might want to do that. Into it. Like, I'm into the idea. Third, I don't remember because I'm on my second one, so we'll do 3 next week. What I'm pissed off about, Moleskine. I've been using this notebook for a year. It's great, right? Lovely, good size, lined, all that. They don't make it anymore with lines. They only make it with lines in hot pink. So if anyone works at Moleskine or they know someone, tell them I'm upset and I would like whatever size this is, lined notebook back in stock. Moving on. How can you leverage building a personal brand as you're building a company? Adam, from Twitter, I believe. Hi, Adam. I think in the beginning when you're building it, it's less important than you would think. Unless, if you're an influencer, your brand and your personal brand are generally the same thing. So in that case, it is massively important. And you need to be honing that and make sure it's different and unique and consistent and all those things that we're talking about week to week to week. Now, if you're not a traditional influencer, you're just building a brand and you're just asking me questions outside of that world. I think as far as building a company and having a personal brand, it can help attract talent. I'm gonna tell a really quick story. When I was really young, I was walking around the office with my dad, and as he would go through the hallways, people would ask, how are you doing? And he would always say, totally excellent, totally excellent, totally excellent. Every person said, how are you doing, John, Mr. Nord? He would say he was totally excellent. We went back to his office and I said, Dad, why do you say totally excellent to everyone? And he was like, would you rather work for somebody who's just good or okay or busy, or would you rather work for someone who's totally excellent? So that was like his thing. He always said totally excellent. And I think that building a personal brand and building a little bit of mythology around yourself can help as a boss to recruit people, because people want to work for people who are a little bit different, who are inspirational, who they think are going to take them somewhere interesting. Hope that helps. How do you make a place, retail location, part of your local social media scene? So I think this is interesting because there's not as much that you can do after you build the space. You kind of have to create a space that has Instagrammable moments. And I think that, more and more now there are places who are competing basically on being really Instagrammable. There's a ice cream shop near my house called Morgenstein's. The line is around the block every night. And it's not because the ice cream is that great. I think it's pretty good, but it's not like amazing ice cream. It's that the place is adorable and people take Instagrams of it. So then when people come to the city, they want to go to that ice cream shop and take Instagrams of it. So I think that you can't downplay the importance of building a space that's really beautiful and lends itself to having its photo taken. On the influencer side, especially if you live somewhere outside of New York, LA, Chicago, important to Instagram those places so that when people visit, I know when I come to visit a place, I actually use Instagram and blogs a lot to try and figure out where I should be going. We have a search function on 4Card, which Tim will link over here. We had an employee going to New Orleans recently, and she just typed in New Orleans into search, and she saw where in New Orleans all of our influencers were talking about, and that's kind of what she used to build the trip. So your posts are helping us figure out where to go, and if you own one of those places, make it really Instagrammable and beautiful. Okay, so Rebecca, first of all, you all could learn something from Rebecca. Most of you treat me like I'm your little answer monkey. You just throw shit at me and I just have to give you answers. Rebecca took the time to compliment me not once but twice. So everyone else feel free to start and end your questions with compliments. You remember we talked about the shit sandwich, where you have like compliment and then you have to say something bad about something and then a compliment? Same thing with me. Compliment, question, compliment. That should be the structure from now on. So 3 quick questions from her. What's our advice on content being stolen? Stolen or used is different things. It's the internet. You can't stop people from reposting your photos. As long as they give you credit, you should be really happy about that. If they don't give you credit, you should call them out and try and get them to give you credit. Ask them to take it down if you don't want it up. They should comply. Beyond that, I used to be a photographer and my stuff got stolen all the time, and I asked for credit. If I didn't get it, I didn't really make a huge fuss about it, unless a brand is using it for commercial use. If you see a brand using your photo in an email and it's not attributed, that's a problem. You should go after them and try and get some money. But if it ends up on someone's Instagram and you say take it down and they don't, it's probably not worth the kind of big fuss that you're going to cause. So I would kind of let that slide. Next, which blog platform would I recommend? I think it depends on what you want to create. I think that at this point, all of them are really great. Tumblr, Squarespace, WordPress, whatever it is, all work really well. I think WordPress is standard, and there's a lot of developers who understand it, so I'd probably just say go with that. Lastly, what's the advice on having a niche blog and working with big companies? I think the importance is if you have a niche blog or you work in a niche, Rebecca, I think you're all about beachy vibes and surfing and all that good stuff. It's about being able to describe why that niche could be important for that larger company. So let's say you're a surfer and you're reaching out to, let's say, Outdoor Voices, and you want to work with them. You need to explain to that company why the surfing community could be important to them and how you are a conduit for them to be able to reach that community. If you can explain those things, your ability to work with them will be a lot greater. So that's it. Episode 7 in the bag. Keep the questions coming. Keep watching, and I'll keep drinking. Cheers.